Chapter 1, The Creation. Begin all acts and thinking by using El-Kalum, the All. Tablet 12, The New Being. 19 times 1 equals 19. Lo, another being which was to be thought into being and recreated was the Hummims from Hu, the force of creative will. These Hummims were to thrive to become supreme beings again. Also, there was the Behemoth, the animal man called Hu-Man. Human beings descended from supreme to being, to supreme being, to human to man, to mammal to animal to beast. The kingdom of the skies was called Malakut, and the blue planet was called Ardat, and the great kingdom of Tamaray, Egypt, was originally called Kemet after the constellation Kama Pleiades, one of the original homes inhabited by the Anunnaki, who are called Natiru by the Egyptians when they could no longer live on risk. The Anunnaki called it Nabruki, the earth place of Nibiru, and Nippur in Akkadian. It was ruled by Enlil before the procreation of Kadmon and Nekeba, and on the other side was the evil ones in the land called Aranzak. They had a leader whose name as an Anunnaki is Jikan, leader of them, or Helal. He is the father of the disagreeable Anunnaki species. He is the head of the 200 fallen Nephilim, Nephilites or Yahwehan called Luciferians. Nephi is called Lucifer or Satan. Then there was Aspil. He was the teacher of the 200 fallen angels when on Ardat. How to be human is what he taught them. And then there was Gadril the killer. He taught that death was agreeable, to kill it is best. And Finimu the teacher of deeds. He taught how to trick humming beings into sin, and how to disobey Hua and his wisdom. And Castia, the teacher of sorcery. These were the beings from the planet in Procyon called Nirvana, who came to Ardat, the blue planet, in the form of giants called Anakims, and their ruler and deity was a Hindu. They live as Emims and dwelt in Ardat. We the Anunnaki came to Eridu from Malakut in Mu, which are chariots of light by way of Nibiru, which has 18 shams or ships, having 50 passengers on each ship. The crystal city or mothership is made of amber and crystal, and 900 Anunnaki in all. Tablet 13, The Fashioning of Adam and Kadmon. 19 times 3 equals 57. Lo, O those beings who are fashioned by the command of the Most High Anu, seek knowledge even unto the grave, if you but know what is good for you. I speak to you, you must take this knowledge with a full understanding. Listen to me, O beings of the Adamah. Elion El, the most glorified and exalted, sent the Anunnaki from the four corners of the planet Earth to fetch soil for the flesh of your father who is called Adam, for he was an earthling, and Zakar, one who remembers, for he is to remember. Yet his name is Kadmon, to be fashioned at the four rivers. These wise Anunnaki scientists were Gabriel Zadok, Murdoch Zadok, Israfel Zadok, and Israel Zadok. Elion El, the most glorified and exalted, then ordered the Allahum to bathe the soul of Kadmon, which he created 1,000 years before his body, in the sea of glory which proceeded from himself called Kortha. This is what the elders taught of death. You would know the secret of death, but how should you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? The owl, whose night-bound eyes are blind unto the day, cannot unveil the mystery of light. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide unto the body of life. For life and death are one, even as the river Yam and the sea are one. In the depth of your hopes and desires lie your silent knowledge of the beyond, and like the seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is the gate to eternity. Your fear of death is but the trembling of the shepherd when he stands before the king whose hand is to be laid upon him in honor. Is the shepherd not joyful beneath his trembling, that he should wear the mark of the king? Yet is he not more mindful of his trembling? For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and to melt into the sun? And what is to cease breathing but to free the breath from the restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek Anu unencumbered? Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you have reached the mountain top, then shall you begin to climb. When Tiamat the planet Earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. So Anu, Elion El, the most glorified and exalted, commanded Kortha to illuminate Kadmon's yet lifeless form. The soul hesitated, for it was unwilling to enter into the flesh, But Anu, Elion, Elion El, most glorified and exalted, commanded, you must animate Cadmon, even against your will, and as the punishment of your disobedience, you shall one day be separated from him also against your will. This is speaking of human beings dying, and because his soul refused to come into the small shell to be imprisoned here, Anu, Elion, Elion El, most glorified and exalted, condemned him, and said, now the same soul will wish one day not to leave him when the Anunnaki of death comes. The Anunnaki of death stood by witnessing all of these things with tears in his eyes. Anu, Elion, Elion El, most glorified and exalted, told Israel, son of Anu Enid, depart, for I have made you the Anunnaki of death. I have placed the taking of the soul of Cadmon and his seed, the Adamites, into your power. At these words, Israel began to weep, saying, amongst you, children of Cadmon, there will be news bearers who will undoubtedly hate me on this account. Anu, who is the most high, Elion, Elion El, rejoined, I shall send so many complaints and diseases amongst human beings that they shall not hate you, and their deeds, they shall not be a cause of grief to you. This means that human beings will be so preoccupied with the pleasures of this world that they shall not even notice death. It is said that the Anunnaki of death has a seat in the skies. Anu, Elion, Elion El, the most glorified and exalted, created it from light. One of his 2 feet is on the bridge of hell, and the other is on the seat in the enclosed garden. It is said of his magnitude that were the waters of the seas and the rivers poured on his head, not a drop would fall on the planet Earth. It is said that if Anu, Elion, Elion El, most glorified and exalted, put all the world near the Anunnaki of death, it would be like a table placed before a human being, so that he may eat when he likes of it. So the Anunnaki Allahum of death turn the world of creatures about, as a human being turns a coin. As for the knowledge of the end of turns, when the transcript of death and illness for the slave comes to the Allahum of death, he says, my creator, when shall I take the ruh, the soul of the slave? In what form shall I lift it? El, may he be exalted, says, O Allahum of death, this is the knowledge of the unseen. None have knowledge of it except me. But I shall inform you of the arrival of his time, and make signs for you that you will overstand. The Anunnaki who is in charge of their breaths and deeds will come to you and say, the breath of him is finished. The one who is in charge of the provisions and deeds will say, his provisions are finished and his deeds are well. If he is among the happy, his scroll carried by the Anunnaki Allahum of death will have on it his name with a line of gold light around it. If he is amongst the wretched, you will see around it a red line. The knowledge of that is not complete for the Anunnaki Allahum of death until a leaf falls on him from the tree which is below the throne. The name of the one who is about to die is written on the leaf. Then the Anunnaki of death takes his nafs spirit. Murdoch will descend with a scroll to the Anunnaki Allahum of death from Anu, Elion, Elion El, the most glorified and exalted, and on it will be written the name of the one whose nafs spirit he has commanded to be taken, the place in which the nafs is to be taken, and the cause of it to be taken. 2 drops will fall under the throne on the name of its owner. One is pink and the other is green. If a pink drop falls on the name, he knows that he is wretched and malevolent. If a green drop falls on his name, he knows that he is happy and benevolent. And this is what he taught of benevolence and malevolence. Of the benevolent, that is agreeable good ones, in you I can speak, but not of malevolence, disagreeable, the evil ones. For what is evil but good, tortured by its own hunger and thirst? Verily, when good is hungry, it seeks food even in dark caves, and when it thirsts, it drinks even of dead waters. You are benevolent when you are one with yourself. Yet, when you are not one with yourself, you are not malevolent, for a divided house is not a den of thieves, it is only a divided house. And a ship without rudders may wander aimlessly amongst the perilous seas, yet sink not to the bottom. You are benevolent when you strive to give of yourself, yet you are not malevolent when you seek to gain for yourself. When you strive to gain, you are but a root that clings to the planet Earth and sucks at her. The fruit cannot say to the root, be like me, ripe and full, ever giving of your abundance. For to the fruit, giving is a need, as receiving is a need to the root. You are benevolent when you are fully awake in your speech, yet you are not malevolent when you sleep while your tongue staggers without purpose. And even stumbling speech may strengthen a weak tongue. You are good when you walk to your goal firmly and with bold steps. Yet you are not malevolent when you go thither limping. Even those who limp go not backward. But you who are strong and swift, see that you do not go limping before the lame, deeming it a kindness. You are benevolent in countless ways. In your longing for your giant self lies your goodness, and that longing is in all of you, but in some of you, that longing is a torrent, rushing with the might of the sea, carrying the secrets of the hillsides and the songs of the forest. And in others it is a flat stream that loses itself in angles and bends and lingers before it reaches the shore. But let not him who longs much say to him who longs little, wherefore are you slow at halting? For the truly benevolent ask not the naked, where is your garment?